The 2010 Detroit Auto Show wraps up today in Michigan, and although fuel efficiency seems to be topping the priority list among customers, some continue to question how reliable some newly unveiled electrical cars are and just how much power do they use. Joining me on the phone right now, Luann Hammond, CEO and founder of CarList.com. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Alex.
So let's talk about the big concern here. People are worried about running out of electricity when they use these vehicles. Are there types of electrical cars that are better that way than others?
There are. Remember, we have the hybrids right now, the internal combustion engine with a great battery that gives you about 50 miles per gallon in the Prius. There are two vehicle types before we get to the plug-in electrical vehicle. You have the plug-in electric hybrid, like the Toyota Prius, that will give you about 12 miles of pure electric before it switches back to the hybrid that gives you 50 miles to the gallon. Then you have the Chevy Volt, which is a range extender, and that's sort of like a house. If you have a house full of electricity, that's great, but if your electricity goes off, you have a generator you plug into your dryer, and all of a sudden you have electricity again. Both of those take care of the electricity anxiety, because even once you run out of your electricity, you still have backup energy.
And beyond the Chevy Volt, I mean, this extender car, are there others out there, or at least others in the making?
That's right. There you have the Cadillac. They showed one in Detroit Auto Show. Chrysler, Mercedes.
Oh, wow.
Beautiful Fisker Karma, and there's a Jaguar that they're testing right now, a four-door luxury sedan that they say will get the equivalent of 70 to 80 miles per gallon.
Well, then, what would you say is this with the show wrapping up today there in Detroit, Luann? Is this the buzz, this whole electric car scene, or is there more to it?
Well, that is the buzz, but as always, you have the politics of electric cars as well. So let's put aside the batteries and whether or not there will be cars, because the car manufacturers at this point have said there will be cars. There are consumers that have said we will buy those cars. But let's take, for example, me. I live in the country with plenty of room to put a charger in my garage. But my electric lines were put in over 50 years ago, well before air conditioning, hair dryers, flat screen TVs, and plug-in electric cars.
Yeah.
So how much does it cost to change out those old lines? And is it my responsibility, or is it the electric company's responsibility? So we need to find out who will pay for the upgrades.
Yeah, well, that's a very good point you make. I hadn't thought of that, but also from a practical sense, I mean, if you do live out in the further environs and you have to travel more, then you really do worry about how long these batteries will last. I mean, you can't, go into the store to get some milk. You don't want to be running out of not even gas, electricity.
Well, even you, Alex, you live in the city. So then you have another problem because you have electric franchise monopolies. So let's say that you live in the city and you park on the side of the sidewalk, and you have a parking meter there. There are companies that want to put in charging meters right away. So you put some money in your parking meter, you put some money in the charging meter, you come back, your car's all charged up. Sounds great. The problem is that the electric companies are franchise monopolies, and as it stands right now, no one is allowed to resell electricity. So someone who is making these products for a profit on the resale of electricities, they're going to have a problem. So these things need to be worked out before we can go to the next step.
This is interesting stuff, Luann. You have to come on back and talk about this, because the politics, the practical nature, logistics, all of it is so fascinating, and I know it is the wave of the future. We'll see if we get there. Luann Hammond, thank you.
Thank you.
Still ahead, it is a battle over Eli. Eli's a